and welcome to This Week in East Brunswick, the town's own news and information program. Tonight we'll feature Arbor Day ceremonies at the Municipal Complex and celebrate East Brunswick's recognition from the DEP as a Tree City, USA. We'll stop in at the East Brunswick Museum Ball, which was held Saturday at the posh new Ramada Renaissance Hotel. The guest list read like a who's who in East Brunswick, and Channel 8's Stuart Davis talked with some of the partygoers. Saturday was also Litter Day in East Brunswick. Volunteers cleaned up the woods surrounding Dallenbachs lakes. Later we'll hear more about the event, which was part of a statewide community cleanup project. High school students in John Calamano's political and legal education class returned today from a national competition in Washington, D.C. The results of that are coming up. Also featured tonight are highlights from Monday's Township Council meeting. All this and more tonight on This Week in East Brunswick. It is East Brunswick's social event of the year, the annual Museum Ball, a gala affair benefiting the East Brunswick Museum. And this year the occasion also served as a kind of christening for the Ramada Renaissance Hotel. Saturday's affair in the ballroom of the opulent new convention center was a festive gathering of the community-minded denizens of East Brunswick, residents and merchants alike. Channel 8's Stuart Davis went to the Renaissance to see who was who at the museum ball. He managed to tear John Runyon away from the evening's activities. Runyon is the president of the East Brunswick Museum Corporation.
John, tell me, what is this event all about?
Tonight's the 10th anniversary ball of the East Brunswick Museum Corporation. We have a ball every year, which is our major fundraising event for the year. And this is a culmination of our 10th year. So 10th anniversary Renaissance Ball in the Renaissance Hotel. And we have several hundred folks here enjoying a really beautiful evening in this fabulous facility.
It looks like a great turnout. How much can the museum expect to earn from something like this, to benefit?
We hope to have it make at least $5,000 tonight, and could be more, probably will be more, but looks like around $5,000. It's a wonderful time. It's always exciting. It's a lot of fun. Everybody's dressed up, feeling good. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
I'm here with Joseph Costello and his wife Faith to talk about the museum. You're both trustees,
Yes.
Tell me, how are you involved in the museum's function?
Well, we try to help out. On weekends, the museum is open for people to come, and the trustees offer their time to assist telling people about the things that we have. We have a wonderful collection of the original Lindbergh papers, and they change the display periodically.
Every 3 or 4 months.
They had a marvelous collection of trains, and now they're going to be having a collection of quilts, and they have a wonderful, wonderful collection of elephants that had belonged to Harold Hoffman, right?
Yes, Harold Hoffman, right, from the Lindenberg case.
Why do you think it's important that a township like East Brunswick has a museum?
Well, to keep the history going continuously, as far as culture for the school children to know where East Brunswick originates from.
You've been a member of the museum for a long time. What type of services does the museum offer the township?
Well, it offers us a chance to save artifacts that would never be preserved in the township. Gives enjoyment to children to learn about things that used to be and the things are now. We have lovely exhibits. We change them every 3 or 4 months. And I think it's a great service for the community, because without that, many things would never be recognized and they'd be lost forever.
An awful lot of people go to the museum. When and where is the museum? Where can they go,
yes.
and when can they go?
The museum is located on 16 Maple Street in the historic district of Old Bridge, which is East Brunswick Township. The visiting hours are Saturdays and Sundays from 1:30 until 4 o'clock.
I know so much time and energy goes into keeping the museum running, and a lot of money, and then at the end of the year you have this gala event. How is it here?
We are very successful, I hope. We don't make money on the tickets, but the support of the journal and the raffles are what that gives us the money to help with the expenses of the museum.
Okay,
and we feel it's a nice thing to have a good social event. You ask people to help you, but you should ask them to have a good time with you, too.
Council member Irving Sporn gave a rave review of the whole affair. The orchestra, the food, the ambiance. Sporn is the council liaison to the Museum Corporation, and speaking to Stewart, he stressed the importance of the historic facility to East Brunswick.
East Brunswick is a unique community. It's the only one in the area to have a museum, and the museum represents that part of East Brunswick that existed in our past and tries to keep it relevant to our present and I hope in our future. And the council, as does the administration, we all endorse the East Brunswick Museum Corporation. We feel that it's such a vital part of our community because, as I said, it represents what East Brunswick always was.
Thanks so much. On that note, I think we can wrap up. And from the Ramada Renaissance, I'm with Councilman Sporn. Good night.
Thank you, Stuart.
New Jersey's first Litter Day was Saturday, and about 25 volunteers, including local scout troops, showed up at Dallenbachs near the Nature Center to participate in a community cleanup project. The event was sponsored largely by Eastern Mountain Sports, a chain of outdoor sporting goods stores with a branch in East Brunswick. With the Rusty Priori public relations firm of Hopewell, the company also made possible simultaneous cleanups in Princeton and Union. Representing Rusty Priori and EMS at Dallenbach Lakes on that chilly gray morning was Isabel Tourneau.
My name is Isabel Tourneau. We're here at Community Park in East Brunswick this morning for the first annual Litter Day. This event is being sponsored by Eastern Mountain Sports, who wanted to come up with a project that would help the environment and help make everyone in New Jersey a little bit more aware of the problems we have here and how they can be solved. We also want to start a project where we could have both sponsorship from corporations and a lot of support just from members of the community, and I think we've succeeded well in both areas. We also had quite a boost to our efforts when the governor of New Jersey, Thomas Kean, decided to declare April 29th as Litter Day across New Jersey. And what we're doing this morning is using volunteers. There's a lot of Girl Scouts here, Boy Scouts. A lot of just outdoor enthusiasts are here this morning picking up trash. We're going to be separating the materials as we pick them up and recycling them, cans, glass, paper, and so on. And while we're doing this here in East Brunswick this morning, the same efforts are going on up at the Watchung Reservation in Union, where they expect to have about 100 people. Also over at the Delaware-Raritan Canal in Princeton. We're thankful this morning for our sponsors. Eastern Mountain Sports was, of course, our major sponsor for the event. We also received support from New Jersey Bell Telephone, Mobile, who donated all the bags and so on we're using this morning. The Home News and the Trenton Times were generous sponsors, and Core States New Jersey National Bank. We received lots of donations from area supermarkets, including Superfresh. We've got refreshments here to perk everybody up once they've finished. And we're going to weigh in all our trash when we're done, and then we'll be able to just tally up our efforts and see how well we did. As I said, this is the first time we've had Litter Day, and we hope it's going to become an annual event from now on.
According to the Home News, which also helped sponsor the cleanup, 349 pounds of garbage were collected near the community beach Saturday. Most of it was recyclable and was transferred to the adjacent recycling center. The Home News reports a 30-pound tire was hauled from the lake by boys from Scout Troop 109. The area is now clean. It's a pleasant place to fish. The people who worked so hard there last weekend hope it stays that way.
Hello, my name is Miriam Stratton. I'm a recreation specialist for the East Brunswick Division of Recreation. And with me today is Ruth Bromley. She is a volunteer from the Office on Aging. And we've come to tell you today about a special event that we're running Sunday, May 7th in the Senior Citizen Complex, located at 3 Gene Walling Civic Center. We plan to run a children's mini shopping spree for Mother's Day. This is where children ages 3 to 12 can come and shop and browse for gifts all under $5. Ruth, why don't you show us some of the gifts that we have that the seniors have prepared and made for us?
Well, they're all here on the table and in boxes all over the place. And they can pick up little pieces of jewelry, and these are jewelry boxes and magnets that the seniors have made, and many flower arrangements have been made by the seniors.
Has all these handmade arts and crafts items been
From
prepared
the
for
arts
several
and
months?
crafts, from the arts and crafts department, which is on Monday every week.
They've done a wonderful job. Just some of the items that we have here is a basket, which is used for, I guess, storage of anything. It'd be perfect for Mom, if you ask me. Some silk flowers that they've made, in addition to soap on a rope, and a few other special butterflies that stick to the refrigerator. Again, all these items are under $5. We would like also the parents to know that if they come with their children, they can sit and wait, and the seniors will be happy, won't they, to just escort them around?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. There'll be quite a few seniors here to help them decide just which gift they'd like to buy Mom or Grandma.
Are the seniors going to be gift wrapping?
Yes, they'll do the wrapping of the packages for the children.
I believe each gift will be 25 cents a package for the gift wrapping.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I think so too. We do want you to know that refreshments are sold. We'll have hot dogs, coffee, cake, and other items, and soda, and that's all at a nominal price. So parents, if you have a chance to come down, you can sit and wait, and the seniors will walk your children through and kind of help them with that special gift, and you can probably pick up lunch for a really cheap price. It sounds like a great day. We are running this event, again, from 12 to 3 at the Senior Center, and if you need more information, you can call the Recreation Office at 390-6797. Seniors have spent an awful lot of time preparing this particular event with their arts and crafts. So why don't you all come down and join us for a great day. We look forward to see you. Right, Ruth?
Right.
Mid-State Bowling was the gathering place last Monday morning for senior bowlers. The East Brunswick Senior Citizen League meets every Monday for 11 weeks in the fall and in the spring. Genevieve Selecki, team coordinator for the last 5 years, said the league has grown from 20 original members to 40. Bowlers provide their own transportation and pay their own way. And at the end of the spring session, they have the annual Bowlers Luncheon. The league is always looking for new members. If you're interested, call the center at 390-6896.
Hi, I'm Dolly with your arts update for this week, and I happen to be wearing today a Playhouse 22 sweatshirt, and we're taping at the Blumig Kennels, and I'm here with two very special people, Linda Blumig and Sandy. And I want to talk a little bit about Sandy and how we got Sandy for the musical Annie, which is opening in a couple of weeks over at the Playhouse. Linda, I know I talked to you about her, but I had called you one day and I said that we desperately needed a Sandy for this show, and did you have any kind of mutt that would be a good Sandy for the stage? And you had said yes, there was a dog in the kennel, and continue on with the story a little bit.
I felt that she would be good. She was abandoned in Manalapan Township. She was a female. She took to the kennel well, and that she was clean and cooperative, and I thought she was the right color, sort of, and I felt that she would be good in temperament as far as working with the kids. I wanted something trustworthy, something I knew when she walked into a crowded room, that with relative surety that, you know, she wouldn't act up. And that's why I picked her.
Well, she has been such a charm with us, and I have never seen a dog learn so fast.
She's smart.
She is so wonderful with the people in the cast, and especially the kids that play the orphans. I mean, she rolls over them for them and everything else. She is definitely slated for adoption, I'm sure, and it's one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about too, because a lot of your animals here are up for adoption, and a lot of them are animals that have just been abandoned, and I hate to get
Majority of them.
and I hate to get on my soapbox about this, but unfortunately it bothers me tremendously to see a gorgeous animal like this having been abandoned. But Sandy will be up for adoption after the show is over, and we're hoping that she does find a good home, and that not only Sandy finds a good home, but all the animals that you are keeping find homes, because they're certainly, you have done a tremendous job with them.
Yeah, she's a lovely dog, and there's a lot of lovely ones here. It's a nationwide problem. It's not a community problem. All the dogs that leave Blumig Kennels here, all the adult ones come pre-spayed. We arrange that through the family and through some donations, and that's how we arrange it. We feel spaying is really important to help with the overpopulation, and this way I know that it's done. and I know it's done, so that I know that at least this problem can never even repeat itself. And they come with their first shots. We offer you a 10-day trial. We ask you to see a doctor within 3 days. Our adoptions, though, are by appointment, and that's really important. They have to call the kennel. They have to make an appointment because we want to get to know them. Okay, this is not an impulse decision, because most of these dogs are here because people did something impulsively.
Yeah.
You know, Christmas, it seems like a good idea. A dog is a minimum of a 12-year commitment.
Right.
So it's something like a mortgage. You think about it a little bit
Yes.
before you do it.
Well, what you really have is a friend for life and another
Right.
member of the family. That's right.
And she's just lovely. I don't know why someone didn't want her. I never know what their stories are, but I thought she was pretty nice and would work out pretty nice for your project.
Oh, well, she is. She is. So, all of you out there, why it's not just Sandy here who wants a home, but it's a whole group of animals here that need homes. Right, Sandy? Yes. Oh, God, I love you. Yes, I do. Linda, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming.
Hello, this is Dr. Charles Highstein. I'm an ear, nose, and throat doctor practicing in East Brunswick, New Jersey, and I am also the chairperson of the Hearing and Vision Preservation Division of the Middlesex County Medical Society. Since Ronald Reagan first placed on his 2 hearing aids on national TV several years ago, the public has become much more aware of hearing loss and hearing impairment. Approximately 1 out of every 10 people in the United States is suffering from some sort of hearing loss which impairs their ability to communicate. The most common cause of acquired hearing loss in our population is noise exposure. This may occur at home from things such as rock music, recreational firearms, shooting off firecrackers, or more commonly in the workplace. Some of the things that cause noise exposure and hearing damage from noise exposure are loud machines. Presses are infamous for this. Lawnmowers, chainsaws, things of that nature. There are other things as well which cause very severe hearing losses. Loud explosions, rocket launchings, anything of that nature. Now, how does one know when a noise is too loud? The federal government has made guidelines on how much noise you can be exposed to and the length of period that you can be exposed to that noise. Usually machines that will run in a factory like presses, you should not be exposed to for more than a few minutes unless you are wearing hearing protection. Hearing protection is the most important way to prevent hearing loss. There are 2 basic forms of hearing protection. One is the earplug. These are available commercially, and all industry which has loud noises going on in the business are required by law to provide the employees with either the earplugs or ear muffs. Remember, when using earplugs or ear muffs, there should be an airtight seal. Additionally, using them together will give you twice the benefit. Now, remember, if you don't wear the hearing protection, it won't protect your ears. Now, how does one know if they're beginning to get a hearing loss? When noise exposure is involved, most people will start to lose the high-pitched frequency sounds first. Often this is manifested by an inability to hear children or women's voices. Another problem is also the inability to distinguish noise in a crowd. Many a woman has brought in her husband and told me, you know, my husband hears everyone except for me. Well, ladies, this is probably the case. As I say, he will lose the ability to hear you first. Now, when one finds that they have a hearing loss, they should consult their physician and preferably see an ear, nose, and throat physician for a complete exam and a hearing test. This is Dr. Charles Highstein for Health Facts.
With a police escort, the 1989 East Brunswick High School I.P.L.E class returned from their competition on the Constitution from Washington, D.C. this afternoon. The class, representing New Jersey, placed in the top 10 in the country. School Information Officer Amy Fisher was on board for the trip.
Hi, this is Amy Fisher, and I'm just back on the bus from Washington, D.C. with the class from East Brunswick High School that represented New Jersey in the national competition on the bicentennial of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. The team came in the top 10 in the country, and now we're going to talk to some of the students and teachers and administrators who were there with them. Here we are with Dr. John Kopko, our superintendent of schools, who's here to greet the bus. And Dr. Kopko was at the competition for 2 days. How did you feel about it all?
Amy, I feel it was a great honor for the community of East Brunswick and also for the youngsters that represented us down in Washington, D.C. I had the opportunity to witness them through the competition, and they really did this community proud, and we're very proud of them and their accomplishments today, and also their teachers as well.
How do you feel today, Bob?
I feel quite well. The students did exceptionally well. Tuesday afternoon in the competition, I never saw this group better, and I never saw any group better. They were at their peak. They finished in the top 10, and we have good reason to believe they were either number 4 or 5 in the United States. We'll probably find that out next week. But the group is to be commended, Mr. Calamano, and all of the teachers that assisted as chaperones on the trip. I feel great.
What about the prize that they won? Could you explain the first place prize that they did win?
Yes, the team was awarded a special citation for the combined total of their scores for Monday and Tuesday. We were placed in the large state division, meaning we had to compete against Pennsylvania and Ohio, who had reputations this year of being very good, Texas and Florida and other states. And we came out number 1 in that competition. The only 2 schools that were higher than us finished in the top 3, and that was New York and California. And Nebraska deserves commendation. They were very good. They brought back their entire team from last year, and they were exceptional. We brought back 2 students from last year and 25 new ones, and I'm very proud of them.
There are 27 students in the class that competed, and here are some of them, and we're going to hear about their impressions. First, here's Marcy Wachowski.
Hi, how are you? We just returned, and we're very excited, and we think we did a terrific job. Didn't we do a terrific job, guys? Number four, and number 1 in the largest states in this union, number 1. So we're very pleased with ourselves.
And here's Kim Phillip.
Hi. I think we learned a lot about the Constitution and everything that it stands for the American people. It was a very exciting experience.
And here's Amy Backenheimer.
No matter what, we're still winners in our book. We impressed everybody, and we did the best we could, and we did a great job.
And here is Barrett Dickman.
I think the fact that we won in the larger state shows that we really are true champions, and we deserved a lot. We did a lot of work for this. So.
And Brian Sinclair.
All I can say is that 4 always was my lucky number, so we're really where we want to be. So we worked very hard for this, and we deserve everything we've gotten, and hopefully I think more. But
And here's Brian Murray.
It was a really team effort, and we had to all work together, and we've all come a lot closer together because we've been working.
My favorite quote from one of the judges at the competition was, she said after she saw this group, she decided that she had to do more traveling in New Jersey because she's never been as impressed by any group of students as she was by them. So that's a fantastic compliment.
I had the pleasure of being there on Tuesday, as you know, and the way that they performed and their command of the subject matter was tremendous. I mean, it was most impressive, and I think you're the one who said you really have to be there to appreciate it. And John, I appreciate all of that hard work and dedication. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Calamano, how do you feel today now that we're back home?
Well, I think first I feel tired, but mostly I feel proud of the kids. It was a lot of stress. It was very competitive. The judges were supportive, but also very demanding, and that was good for them. And we were proud of them, as Mr. King just said, especially Tuesday. They hit a high note on Tuesday. And for that extra work, they received an award for the highest points for the first 2 days. So out of 44 competing schools, that's pretty outstanding.
And Mr. King, you're a former social studies teacher. What do you think of the depth of knowledge kids have to have for this competition?
Actually, Amy, it's frightening. I did teach social studies, and by 1970 or 71, we started the I.P.L.E program with Mrs. Meyerhoff. And it's just amazing to me how far the depth of understanding. Not only it's not rote knowledge, it's understanding and being able to speak, as John said, in a very high pressure stress situation. 44 states represented, and we're right there as John, the first 2 days, the highest total points. I mean, what more can you ask for? They're tremendous.
The kids were just fantastic, and the teamwork that was shown by the students and the staff was tremendous, and many of the judges even pointed that out over and over again, that the kids showed tremendous teamwork and working together. They did a fantastic job.
Monday night, the Township Council moved many items onto the agenda for next week's action meeting. Among ordinances they are considering now, a provision for notifying property owners directly when their land is the subject of possible rezoning. The need for direct mailing to supplement public notices on local newspapers arose during last month's debate over Riva Avenue zoning. Landowners complained they'd heard of the action only at the last minute. The township is seeking to modify provisions for official testing of public swimming pools. Administrators say the provision for common pools in housing developments will require special wording and possibly an evaluation of fees different than regular commercial pools. However, they agreed to amend it at next week's meeting instead when Council member Ira Oskowski is back. Apparently, he provides the council its insight where homeowners associations are concerned. Last Friday, the township celebrated Arbor Day with a ceremony outside of the municipal building. After remarks by Director of Recreation, Parks, and Community Services Judith Lebline and Parks Manager Tom Williams, Councilman Irving Sporn addressed the audience.
I, for one, am very proud that for the 11th year now, East Brunswick has been designated a Tree City USA. It's a unique distinction because we're a unique community, and I think that all of us here share that pride in our community, and we hope to continue and become Tree City USA for a 12th time next year, bearing in mind, aside from the beauty, the trees like ourselves are here to help our community improve. The trees emit oxygen to improve our air quality. They are beautiful to look at, and they are a source of pride, and as far as I'm concerned, East Brunswick is a very fortunate community in having such people who are so interested in our welfare as a group that's here today. Thank you very much.
Charles Albert from the DEP presented Sporn with the Tree City USA Award for the 11th consecutive year. The township also honored the East Brunswick Women's Club for their 10 years of active participation in the Arbor Day program.